The best gaming mouse needs to match performance with comfort and pack in all the extras gamers need. Bonus features like additional buttons, macros, and for those inclined towards flash and dazzle, a pretty suite of colorful RGB lighting. But most important is how much a mouse can improve your KDR, or your precise control in a strategy or tactics game, and that means a superior optical sensor. Before we get started on breaking down the best gaming mouse of 2019, we've included links in the description so you can check the prices of the various mice. We'll also include any deals or sales we find, so make sure you check those out before we start. Starting us off with the best overall gaming mouse of 2019, we have the Logitech G903 Proteus Spectrum. For PC users that want quality construction, high levels of precision at an affordable price point, and plentiful customization options, Logitech's G903 Proteus Spectrum is a contender. 5 user-adjustable 3.6-gram weights allow you to make the mouse as heavy or as light as you'd like in a variety of configurations that also adjust on the mouse's overall weight distribution. All 11 buttons can be programmed to your specifications, as can the mouse's RGB LED lighting effects via Logitech's aptly named gaming software. Fear not, mouse lighting is more cosmetic than functional, but it does look cool. This software also grants access to the G903's full range of sensor resolutions, from 200 dpi all the way up to 12,000 dpi. Granted, 12,000 dpi will be unusably high for most players who want a mouse for all occasions, but it's nice to have the headroom to adjust when extreme accuracy is required. Next up at number 2, we have the SteelSeries Rival 600. The Rival 600, from the reemergent Danish gaming peripherals manufacturer SteelSeries, is a tremendous mouse, the sort you'd expect to pay double the asking price for, or more. Not only does it boast a very precise 12,000 dpi to match its lightning-quick 350 inches per second speed rating, but it's packed with features that range from truly useful to attractive bells and whistles. For anyone frustrated with drift or jerking when you lift a mouse to reposition it, the Rival 600 alleviates that problem with its brilliant depth sensor, eliminating nearly any drift anytime you pick up the mouse. It also includes detachable sides into which you can slot 4-gram weights to shift the center of balance or just alter the weight to suit your preference. Comfortable design, 8-zone RGB lighting, and SteelSeries' intuitive software suite round out a mouse that you'll feel like a thief for getting for under $100. Up next at number 3, we have the Razer Deathadder Elite. The Razer Deathadder has an all-around fantastic shape for all sorts of grips and hand sizes, and I've spent hundreds of hours playing games, using Photoshop, and browsing the internet with it. Despite years of iterations, Razer never messes with the Deathadder's shape. The Deathadder Elite uses a 16,000 dpi optical sensor, but big numbers don't necessarily mean quality. Here's the important bit. For the Elite, Razer chose a sensor based on the PMW3366 developed by sensor company PixArt in collaboration with Logitech, which I've called the best mouse sensor available since it debuted in 2014. Razer's implementation should deliver flawless tracking, even if you move the mouse as fast as you can. For the majority of games and gamers, the Deathadder Elite is the best mouse. It's simple where it should be, with 2 perfectly placed, generously sized thumb buttons, and a great optical mouse sensor that will work on both hard and cloth pads, and has the ultimate body shape for a claw or hybrid claw/palm grip. Next at number 4, we have the Logitech G903. The only wireless mouse in this video is here for a reason. Not only is it the best wireless gaming mouse, it's the best gaming mouse you can buy if you're willing to get spendy. The Logitech G903 Lightspeed is expensive, but the only mouse over $100 that I think is worth the price. It can easily be used in wired mode by plugging in the included micro USB cable, making it a fantastic wired mouse too. Why is it so great? The G903 Lightspeed is wonderfully light at 107 grams and uses Logitech's PMW3366 sensor, which is extremely reliable at low and high DPI settings, with no issues of acceleration or cursor jitter. The G903's ambidextrous design includes removable thumb buttons for either side, and it fits my medium-large hand perfectly. The G903 also has a one-of-a-kind pivot bar click mechanism, which feels better than any mouse I've ever used. Seriously, it's the best click ever. At a lower price, this mouse would be my recommendation to everyone, but as it stands, the G903 is the best high-end mouse you can gift to your hand. Up next at number 5, we have the Razer Naga Trinity. The form and function of Razer Naga's mouse has come a long way over the years. Its latest version, the Naga Trinity, is the best yet. A small, comfortable mouse with a high-quality sensor and 3 interchangeable thumb grips with button arrays ideal for MOBAs, MMOs, or general use. The MOBA array is the best, offering 7 buttons in a circle around your thumb. There are enough buttons to map multiple abilities, but not so many that they become an overwhelming blob. The 12-button array, designed for MMOs, has that problem for me, but anyone who wants a whole number pad under their thumb will appreciate the option. The Naga Trinity's side panels snap into place with strong magnets and don't wiggle a bit when gaming. Otherwise, the Naga Trinity is the same as the Naga Hex before it, with a comfortable palm grip shape that includes a small pinky rest. The Naga Hex is a bit on the small side for larger hands, with more of a squat shape than some gaming mice. It's comfortable in the relaxed grip suited to MMOs, but will still do the job if you play MOBAs, shooters, or any other active games. In at number 6, we have the SteelSeries Sensei 310. The updated version of the SteelSeries mainstay, the Sensei 310, subtly reinvented a classic mouse. It needed it. Almost everything is new, except the Sensei's ambidextrous shape, and that's exactly how it should be. Thanks to a new plastic, the Sensei is grippier and can shrug off a sweaty palm. And SteelSeries is using its own custom version of one of the best gaming sensors around, ensuring the Sensei 310 won't suffer from any tracking issues. The Sensei 310 fits in your hand just like the old Sensei, and is a great shape for either left or right-handed gamers looking for a mid-size ambidextrous mouse. That means it has a pair of identical thumb buttons on the left and the right, a common issue for ambidextrous mice. It can be far too easy to accidentally click the wrong side's buttons as you grip it with your pinky. In my hours of testing the Sensei 310, that hasn't happened once. The size and shape of the thumb buttons has been tweaked, making it easy to rock your thumb upwards to press them, but keeping them out of the way of accidental pinky clicks. Anyone looking for a small, light, or ambidextrous mouse, this should be your first stop. Next up at number 7, we have the Corsair M65 PRO RGB. An excellent overall gaming mouse in its own right, Corsair's M65 PRO RGB FPS gaming mouse really shines in the hand of an expert marksman. The 12,000 dpi optical sensor's resolution can be adjusted on the fly using the up and down buttons below the mouse wheel, as it's standard for many gaming mice, but it can also be temporarily changed to a predetermined snipping resolution by holding down the red thumb button. While the button is held, the M65's optical sensor switches to whatever you've set as your ideal resolution for precision shots in the Corsair's utility engine. As soon as you release it, you're back to whatever your most recent DPI setting was prior to taking aim. This lets the user swap from a very high, movement-centric DPI setting to an extremely low, accuracy-tuned resolution, without having to waste time cycling through all the DPI settings in between. Other than the standard gaming mouse qualms of being PC only, and there being no left-handed model available, Corsair's M65 PRO RGB FPS knocks it out of the park. In at number 8, we have the HyperX Pulsefire Surge. HyperX has been making strong moves into the PC peripheral space since their first forays in the headset space, and the Surge proves that they've learned a lot of important lessons about feature design and production values along the way. The Surge combines simple elegance in its basic curved design, one that suits almost any hand, with little or no adjustment to your mousing grip. With advanced aesthetics, best illustrated by its ring of bold RGB lighting. It's very comfortable to use over lengthy sessions, and the 2 thumb buttons are an easy reach and feel satisfyingly clicky and responsive. That said, if you're frequently picking up the mouse to set it aside or to move the cord out of the way, it's easy to accidentally trigger one of the side buttons, though it almost never happens during normal usage. The Surge is a great entry in Pulsefire's hardware lineup, and a pleasure to use. Comfortable, responsive, and intuitive, with handy little touches like an on-screen display that indicates when you change the DPI setting. Though the software suite can be a little finicky, it's also a great tool for setting individual profiles for any game that calls for custom button configurations, and is intuitive to use. It rounds out a fantastic mouse that's quickly leapfrogged a lot of its competition. Second from last, we have the Roccat Kone Aimo. If you're cursed or blessed with big hands, getting a PC gaming mouse that's comfortable but also functional can be a bit of an issue. You can often be left pressing multiple of those tiny macro buttons with your oversized fingers in the heat of the moment, which isn't ideal for anyone. But fear not, your fellow big-handed friend is here for you, and the Roccat Kone Aimo is the way to go. The Aimo's smooth, curved design almost molds to a bigger palm, with your thumb fitting neatly into a special groove where all the Aimo's additional buttons live, and those buttons are part of the appeal. The long button at the bottom is known as the Easy Shift Plus, and actually lets you assign macro shortcuts for specific games. There are preset profiles for 43 games, including Overwatch, GTA 5, League of Legends, and CSGO. In-game, the buttons below the scroll wheel even let you switch between 5 different profiles for ultimate button flexibility. It's not always clear which you've got enabled unless you turn on the ridiculous audio feedback though. It does also come with an excellent sensor and adjustable lift-off distance, if you're one of those gamers who finds it easier to pick your mouse up for speed. The color customization is lovely too, but not so in your face that you'll be lighting up the entire room with your rainbow power. At our final spot, coming in at number 10, we have the Logitech G903 Prodigy. You can find a lot of decent, no-name brand gaming mice on Amazon for less than $20, but it's worth spending just a little more for the Logitech G903 Prodigy, also called the G102 in some regions. With this mouse, you'll get Logitech's fantastic, reliable build quality, good gaming driver software, and a tried-and-true mouse shape. Since its popular G100s years ago, Logitech has released several mice with a nearly identical small, almost ambidextrous body, and it remains a comfortable mouse, great for active grips of FPS or MOBA players. The G903 Prodigy doesn't use Logitech's top-end sensor, but testing has shown that the Mercury sensor, developed by Logitech in this mouse, is so good, you probably won't notice the difference. It supports up to 8000 DPI and has no issues with jitter or acceleration. Unless you need insanely high DPI settings, the G903 is a killer mouse for a budget price. And if you decide you really like the shape and can spend a bit more, consider a step up to the Logitech Pro, which does include that top-of-the-line sensor. So that sums up our top 10 gaming mice. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like on the video, and if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Think we missed a mouse that deserves to be in the list? Leave it below in the comments and let us know so we can check it out. Until next video, have a great day.